James Madison taking on Western Kentucky tonight, Chelsa. It's in Boca Raton. That's why they call it a Boca Raton Bowl. Duke's -7. The Dukes are -270. Yes. Come to me for all of your wisdom, all of the answers to life's most difficult questions. I have the answer. The Hilltoppers are +225. Your total at BetMGM is 51.5. I'm going to be on this game. This will probably be my best bet. I am on the Dukes -7 tonight. If you're on the Hilltoppers, Dylan, Double D, go ahead and let me know in the chat. Chelsea, are you on Western Kentucky? I'm on JMU.
No, Your Honor, I am not on Western Kentucky. And I will say this, like, neither of these teams look that appealing if you look on paper, just when it comes to a covering aspect. Let's start with Western Kentucky. They're 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games, and it's been a rough, into the season, losing 2 of their last 3 games. Because that's kind of what you want in some of these bowl games. You want a team that's coming into the bowl game with at least a little momentum. For James Madison, they're not coming in with momentum either. 2 losses for JMU. I will say that last one to Marshall was at least a close game, lost 35-33. So maybe that one's a little forgivable. But I think for me, this is one where you go to the opt-outs. Because for Western Kentucky, they have a big one. Their quarterback, TJ Finley, I believe he used to go to NC State, opting out for this one. So when you lose your quarterback, it feels like a significant change. I'm not saying that TJ Finley is Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying that you have to rewire things and you have to, do things a little bit differently. So I think quietly James Madison is the better play here. I know 7, it's a significant number, obviously, in college football. But I'm going to be with you on the Dukes here. I think that's the call.
I think so as well. 21 Western Kentucky players are in the portal. 21, including their quarterback. Now, if you're looking for a sabotage factor, I got one for you. JMU is starting their 3rd stringer. And he has thrown exactly 1 pass this season. So, they're also going with some backups, which is, this is part of the difficulty of handicapping bowl season when you have so many different players. Like, what's the difference between 21 players in the portal versus 14 or 18? How many of those guys got significant snaps? How many of those guys got a lot of snaps but just want to go elsewhere? How will that affect motivation? What about head coaches who are moving on this time of year? It's not easy handicapping these bad boys because there's so many moving parts, like more so during the regular season. Like, it's already tough during the regular season. But I do think that you mentioned the Hilltoppers faltering down the stretch, and they really did. Offensively, they just had a hard time putting up points. And also, their defense is really bad. Like, their run defense is awful. JMU can hand off the football. So even though they have a 3rd-string quarterback going, I think they're going to be able to run all over the Hilltoppers here. So favorite in this bowl, 7-3 all-time against the number. Nobody loves a good Boca Raton Bowl like this guy. So I'm going Dukes -7. Up from 6.5. I'll lay the 7. Let's go.
Let me correct myself because apparently it's not the same TJ Finley who went to NC State. So my mistake, he played at Auburn and Texas State. He has transferred quite a bit. One of those guys that's been bumping around the portal. But yeah, point still stands. I just don't have a strong feeling on it. Like, I would lean towards James Madison, but I don't feel great when you mention all the opt-outs. And I think that's probably the unsettling feeling that's going to be the case for a lot of these bowl games.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And maybe you know what, Chelsea? Maybe you like the LA Bowl better. Maybe I've been focusing on I look at your face. I'm like, no, she doesn't. She doesn't care. All right, maybe you like the LA Bowl. It's Cal versus UNLV. Now, I will say this. Bowl game-wise, this, I think, has the opportunity to be, not just because of the number, I think just because if you look at this has the opportunity to be the better bowl. UNLV is laying 3. Yesterday, that was UNLV -1. So money is coming in on the Rebels. UNLV is -145. The Bears, Cal Bears, +120, total set at 47 and a hook. I'm definitely playing the Dukes -7. The question is, will I play the Rebels -3 or -145 on the money line? Because I had UNLV yesterday when I was handicapping this game. Looked up this morning, saw, it's moved 2 points. The money is coming in on the Rebels. I don't know if that means it's going to be a winner, but that always makes me feel better. What do you like?
Yeah, I think that I would trust the quarterback for UNLV the most out of this game because I think the storyline in this one is that UNLV was very much competing for the conference crown all season long, and a lot of it has had to do with their dual threat quarterback in Malik Williams. So I think maybe that's the only angle I can find, is that he's, a pretty hard guy to defend, and Cal just doesn't have that great of a resume. I understand that, it's a different conference and maybe the level of competition was a little different for Cal, but still, some of the offensive outputs that they've had in their last few games, like I understand SMU is going to be in the college football playoff, but only scoring 6 points. Come on, man. So it's not a team that I really want to trust. They also have not been great against the number 2-4 ATS in the last 6. So I think I'm going to go with UNLV. Looks like I'm on the favorite with you again.
You like it. Double D likes it. Maybe I'll play 2 bowl games. I've been playing scared recently. Remember those big cards I used to have back in the day, many moons ago, and I play many games a night? Now it's 1 or 2.
Do it.
Just do it. Do it.
Well, Jenks, I played 3 bets last night. How did that go for me?
You know what? I thought your handicapping was very good on those games. How about that?
But I went 0-3 is what I'm saying.
Well,
so here's the thing. Big cards are great until you start losing them. And you're like, great. So I'm sweating multiple things and I have the chance to go 0-3. It's not a great feeling as opposed to 0-1.
That's true. Here's the thing. Let me make a quick case for UNLV. So first of all, they did lose Barry Odom. I get that, right? He's on his way to Purdue. But I really think that the Rebels can control this game on the ground. And remember, I know the last time we saw the Rebels sort of Boise State was kind of shutting them down, but that was a bad spot for them having to go to Boise in the cold weather. This is a Rebels offense that averaged 36.2 points per game during the regular season. And the Bears, I think you mentioned this, they're without their starting quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, so he's in the portal. And this Cal offense struggled late in the season. In fact, they're worse late in the season than they were early on. So Cal offensively, only 82nd overall in college football in scoring. I just don't think they can hang with the Rebels here, especially without their starting quarterback. I just talked myself into it. Rebels, money line, minus 145. Let's get it. Okay.
So I'm going to be on the running Rebels of UNLV on the money line tonight. Minus 142 is the price against Cal. Don't feel super strong about this one because a lot of the puzzle pieces are missing for both sides. So this is the time of year where you try to say, okay, which missing puzzle pieces matter most? Because obviously the transfer portal is open. We have some of these head coaches, offensive coordinators leaving. That's the case for UNLV. But I think, for me, it's about Cal losing their starting quarterback and their backup quarterback. So Cal's going to be down to their 3rd string quarterback in this one, already an offense that struggles. And then you look at UNLV. I'm going to trust the linchpins of the offense that are still there. And Malik Williams, who's been really good at running the football, has 824 rush yards so far this season. And they have Ricky White III, who's probably going to be the best player on the field. We were wondering if he was going to opt out for this game. Looks like he's going to play. A wide receiver who's also been really good on special teams, has 4 blocked punts this season for UNLV. So I'll trust that combo a little bit more than what I've seen from Cal. Let's go UNLV on the money line, minus 142.